right, YouTube and Twitch, we are on live. Let me make certain we are doing okay here for Facebook. And we should be just about ready to go, I think. Everything, all right, sounding pretty good. What's the problem there? All right, audio is good, all set on all three. So here we go, stand by in 3, 2, 1. Okay, there we go. All right. Welcome to the show. At least we've almost gotten it started here. Twitch, Facebook, and looks like it's going to be a second or two more before Facebook catches up. There we go. All right, sounds good, I think, for right now. All right, looking good. All right, it is Monday, the 2nd of March. Welcome to a new month, and as we get into tonight, we'll see again the potential for some very mild conditions over the course of the next couple of days. If you'd like warmer weather for winter, we've got plenty of that coming our direction. We'll talk more about that here in just a little bit. As I said, it's Monday. It's just about 10 o'clock Eastern Time. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austen Onek. This is Weather Overtime, our online video weather blog, giving you the opportunity to ask questions about what's going on with the weather, giving you the update on Facebook, YouTube, and also on Twitch so that you can tune in on various platforms. And, of course, you can check us out on my social media network pages as well. In just a little bit, we are in the middle of severe weather season. This is the time of the year where we are ramping up to get to April, which is the severe weather month for this time of the year, and it is imperative to make certain that we are, in fact, ready to go for anything involving severe weather, and the National Weather Service can help you do that. We'll show you more about different Skywarn meetings that are coming up, so definitely want to stay tuned for that. We've also got, again, if you haven't seen, some very mild temperatures over the next few days. Going into March, we have seen some pretty cold conditions over the last few weeks, but we are going to see some very chilly numbers coming our way, maybe toward about the beginning portion of springtime if everything holds, depending on how things fluctuate out there. We'll talk more about that in just a little bit. If you've got questions about the forecast, the only dumb question is one that is not asked. So if you have something, drop it into the comments section. Again, we are live on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook for this evening, so I'd be glad to take your questions. If there's anything that we can't answer, I'll be glad to let you know more about where you can find information from, and we'll keep you updated on all of that. Let's get started and take a look again at what's going on with radar for this evening. We've got some speckles of showers. This is the News 12 viewing area, in case you're unfamiliar with where we're coming from: Chattanooga, Tennessee, southeast Tennessee, western North Carolina, northeast Alabama, and northwest parts of Georgia. That is our area, coming to you from Hamilton County and Chattanooga, right there in the middle of the map, keeping you updated. The green that you see on here, light blue into the green, and some of the yellow every once in a while, more intense showers. Way too warm for anything but rainfall at this time, so we don't have anything going on in the way of snow or ice or freezing rain. It's just way too warm for anything involving that. So for right now, next to nothing chance of rain, and most of this should be dwindling into overnight, which is good news, again, to kind of settle the dust, as we have seen some higher wildfire danger in the course of the last couple of weeks because of the lack of rainfall, and this will help a little bit where it comes to that. We'll take a look at the almanac page here in just a little bit. Unfortunately, with the cloud cover out there for tonight, there is a total lunar eclipse that we should be able to see if the clouds were not in the way. So as of right now, we are looking at mostly cloudy skies obscuring our view, so there's not going to be a lot to be able to be seen. Hopefully the clouds part a little bit to enable us to see what's going on with the eclipse, but unfortunately, until all this moisture gets out of here, doubtful we're going to be seeing much of anything in the way of help from that with the skies tonight. So yes, chances of rain. No, we're not talking about flash flooding, and certainly not talking about winter weather anytime soon across much of the region. So we do not have anything in the way of huge amounts of rainfall. Let's take a look and see what's going on out there for right now. See if I can find my live cam picture back. It was here just a second ago. There we go. All right, from downtown. All of our cameras on the EPB fiber optics weather cam network. A few raindrops showing up on the screen as those showers pass. Lookout Mountain to the southwest on the 1% list scenic city camera, and again, everything available at WDEF.com/weather. You can see way down at the bottom of the screen, well, the raindrops hitting the camera lens and some rain in the street lights down toward the main branch of the Chattanooga Downtown Public Library for this evening. So a little bit more in the way of wet conditions out across much of the region. Doesn't look like anything involving lightning, but it is possible that we could see some of that taking place if we get enough energy in the atmosphere, which right now it does not look like too much. Not too much in the way of rain coming down at 2475. Light traffic here, lights of Signal Mountain still visible off in the distance, and we do have, again, some very mild temperatures out there. Numbers back in the lower 60s. Numbers have dropped just a little bit, but not by much. And those southerly winds keeping the temperatures up across much of the region. Matter of fact, that is what is going to give us pretty much anything involving our weather forecast over the course of the next couple of days. We will see the potential of some very mild conditions out there, and you can thank this particular front that is making its way through the storm system out over the high plains, moving into the Rockies, and then warm air comes up from this front, and that is going to give us, again, the potential for some very mild conditions. This warm air pushes northward and keeps all the cold air at bay, well back up to the north of us. So any chance of any winter weather in and around the area, that is going to be pushed well out to where we see little, if anything, taking place in the way of very chilly weather. The last several days of March, if the Climate Prediction Center's forecast holds true for the next 8 to 14 days, not going to be seeing much in the way of frost out there, so we may have possibly turned the corner where it comes to the winter weather out there. So again, we will see what exactly we're going to be looking for when it comes to anything in the way of any good weather taking place across much of the area for outdoor activities. So fairly good weather for right now, and the temperatures will remain quite mild for the next several days. Here's the way the situation shapes up, and again, going into the next couple of days, it looks like this. For tonight, chances of showers should move on out of here. The warm front pushes northward, keeps all that cold air up that toward the Ohio River Valley and parts of the Great Lakes, so it'll be noticeably cooler up here, noticeably milder down here. Temperatures in the 60s, 70s, and 80s as we go into Tuesday for much of the southeastern United States. That push of warm air keeps the main part of this system at bay, pushing it back to the north of us. So we just don't have much taking place in the way of anything involving decent amounts of rainfall taking place here. So again, no major problems from that for the next few days. If you have outdoor plans, get them done between now and Friday. That will really help, because Friday and afterwards, that's where we start seeing some more problems. Wednesday afternoon, the rain gets closer to us, but not by much. Thursday, that area of high pressure relents a little bit, scooting off to the east, which allows this system to get even closer to us. But even on Thursday, I think the chances of rain should be pretty limited until we get into around maybe Thursday evening and around Friday. That is where we start to see that one storm system rolling off toward New England, and the next more potent system coming in from the west. That, again, will give us chances of rain as we get closer to about Friday. The more intense storm system here will drive more moisture up across the southeast U.S., and that is where our best chances of anything involving rainfall will be coming from as we go into the weekend. So again, I think for the next couple of days, we should be doing relatively okay when it comes to very dry weather outside. But again, if you have any plans for outdoors, I would not wait until the weekend unless something really changes at this point. I think we are going to see the potential for some dry, very mild weather continuing. And again, for right now, we're not seeing much of a change on there for the next 8 to 14 days from the Climate Prediction Center under, again, the banner of NOAA. showing a very much above normal potential for things involving very mild temperatures. So what we should be at this time of the year is about the lower 50s, somewhere in there. Not going to be seeing that anytime soon, as we have some very, except at nighttime, that's where we see the best potential for anything really involving rainfall out there, and the potential for some mild conditions. Highs today, well, normal high is about 60. Normal low about 40, so we were decently above that throughout the entire day. And again, for the next couple of days, even milder than this. We'll show you the 7-day forecast coming up here in just a little bit. No rainfall officially today, so we're automatically behind for the month by almost 1/3 of an inch already. And we are now officially 4 inches behind on rain for 2026. And that, again, is not good news when it comes to things like wildfires and things of that nature. We really could stand to get some more rain, but it's going to take 4 inches just to catch up to where we should be for this time of the year. That's going to be the worst of the worst potential activity out there going into the next couple of days. The chances of rain are not really going to be all that much for right now. Okay, we talked about temperature. What are we looking at in the way of precipitation? Next several days does hold the potential of some much above normal precipitation for much of the southeast United States. Taking a look at the Weather Prediction Center, there's nothing showing up in the way of flash flooding potential. Rain on the roads, that could slow some things down, but for right now, again, not seeing much of anything there. How about going out a little bit farther than that? Let's take a look at the next 30 days. The entire month of March looks to be staying well above normal right into about early April for much of the southeast United States, and that pretty well goes for much of the continental 48. The only place it really comes close to being normal is the Great Lakes across the northern Rockies into the Pacific Northwest. The rest of the country is slated to be very much above normal on temperatures. Likewise, for right now, the chances of rain will be above normal right to our north and west. Great Lakes to about the Red River Valley. We will see again the potential for some of that taking place where we are. Not a great deal, as much as what we're seeing back to the northwest, but more chances of rainfall could be possible, and that again could spell some problems for, again, outdoor activities across much of the region. We'll keep an eye on that. Let's go ahead and take a look at our 7-day forecast and see what we've got going on. From Island Cove, parts of the marina, that's Tennessee Highway 58, and the surface of Lake Chickamauga, part of the Tennessee River area. And as of right now, again, very quiet here. Lots of cloud cover, so again, the eclipse coming up later tonight. Not much good news where that's concerned. We'll take a look at the eclipse information here in just a little bit. Now, for the next couple of days, this is what we're expecting. Tomorrow, going to be on the breezy side, very much on the mild side from now. And notice these numbers. Again, this is way above where we should be. By the time we hit Friday, some 25 degrees above normal. Windy conditions off and on, sunny by Friday. Then that next system arrives as we go into the weekend and next week, increasing chances of showers and thunderstorms, which will drop our numbers a little bit. But again, for right now, I don't think we're really looking at too much in the way of very cold. The coldest it gets is going to be tonight into tomorrow, where we see temperatures back in the lower 50s, and that's about as good as it gets for right now. So some extremely mild, unseasonable mild weather for the rest of the week, and dry. We're just not seeing any extra rainfall out there. The rain we have tonight should be dwindling and moving away, and that should do it for the chances of rain into the next several days. And after that, again, some very mild conditions, but could be a soggy weekend out there. And for right now, again, don't forget, push your clocks forward 1 hour when you go to bed on Saturday night. Daylight saving time starts. Why we're still doing this, I have no earthly idea, but we're make certain that you are caught up with everything so you're not arriving someplace too early or too late on there. Again, temperatures quite pleasant. Not seeing any major problems out there for right now. Also not seeing any severe weather. And with temperatures like this, no winter weather anytime soon, so we're just not picking up too much of anything out there that's really going to be helping us in the way of cooling us off anytime soon. So it would be nice, but that, again, just really not being seen for the time being. Heading the kids off to school in the morning, it is going to be cloudy and very mild. Temperatures back in the lower 50s, 70s by the time everybody heads home from the classroom. A little bit on the windy side, so it could be a little choppy out there heading on home into the evening hours. Now, for tomorrow morning, if we were able to get a clear sky out there, this would be a very nice thing to witness. Thank goodness for the internet so we can catch some pictures on there. If you want to get up and try to see between the clouds out there, this is what we're going to be looking for. The moon is up right now. It's a full moon tonight. That's when you get the lunar eclipses to take place. So right about the area of 3 o'clock in the morning, going to be noticing the upper left portion of the moon. That is where the eclipse begins as the penumbra shadow begins to fall over the area between 9 and 12 o'clock on the clock surface identification marking type situation for the moon. You'll notice it getting darker here first and then getting progressively darker as we head toward the peak of the eclipse, which will be right before sunrise. 6:33, the moon will be a very dark, almost sort of crimson blood red. That is where we see the peak of it, and then by the time the moon sets at 7:11, the eclipse will be coming to an end as the moon drops below the western horizon. So we'll see if we were able to see it, which again, I'm very skeptical as to whether or not we will actually be able to see this. It would be nice, but again, for right now, it just does not look too good for us with all the cloud cover out there. So again, if you want to get up and take a look, about 3:45, this is Eastern time, the moon, the shadow of the Earth gets cast over the moon surface from about 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock, and then the peak of the eclipse is going to be happening at about 6:30. All these times are Eastern, and then as we go toward moon set at about 7:11, the eclipse will come to a fairly rapid end at that point as the shadow makes its way down to about 3 to 6 o'clock. And then it's pretty much over with after the moon drops below the horizon. Again, it would be wonderful to take a look at. Hopefully we get some breaks in the clouds out there, but again, I'm just really not all that hopeful that we're going to be able to see anything with all these clouds going past for everything. But if you want to get up and try your luck, if I'm up, I may get up and see if there's any possibility of seeing anything out there. Hopefully, again, we'll get some good pictures off the internet to see if anybody else is able to pick up anything in the way of a good viewing out there. But right now, I just really don't think we see that for the time being. Thanks to News 12 viewers Presley Frisbee and also Scott and Terry Merritt. Presley is the granddaughter of Scott and Terry Merritt. This picture was taken down by their pond in and around the Dalton area, and I have to admit I'm in some ways a little jealous of this because I have never been able to get a decent owl picture, and I've spent a lot of hours looking for them, if at all possible. Beautiful picture here to capture something like this in the sunshine out there. So thank you very much, Presley Frisbee and Scott and Terry Merritt, for shipping this along. This is our weather window picture of the day. If you've got pictures, again, we would love to see what it is that you're seeing out there. So please go ahead and send those pictures along to us. A bit of a traffic jam at the reef cam on the Tennessee Aquarium for tonight. If you've got pictures, please again send them in to us at pictures@wdef.com. That's our email address. You can drop them to our social media pages in the comments section, Facebook, X, and Instagram, or you can go to Weather Window headquarters. Again, that is at wdef.com/photos. Your opportunity to take those snapshots, and if you want them exposed to a wider audience, please let us know. Be glad to pass those along out there. Thanks to the Tennessee Aquarium for providing this very cool webcam to be able. This is a really great thing to put up in the studio when you want to look like you're surrounded by the amazing fish tanks out there. So very nice little view there from the Tennessee Aquarium. That's available at tnaqua.org if you'd like to take a look and see what's going on there. And again, please send us those pictures. We'd love to see what you're seeing. If you have them, please ship them along. As long as they're weather related in some way, we would love to be able to see what goes on there. Nothing is going on at this point when it comes to weather. As we just told you, severe weather conditions are very much on the quiet side, so we're not getting anything in the way of severe weather purposes for right now. This is important to make sure that you are paying attention to severe weather purposes. When nothing is going on, that is when you get ready for things like this. And if you've never seen this particular tornado before, this is from my hometown of Topeka, Kansas, June 8th, 1966, where an F5 tornado went right through the capital city, killed 17 people on the way. So this right here was the monster tornado that goes wherever it wants to and does whatever it wants to, and that is why you need to be prepared for these things. If you have a weather radio and you've never unboxed it or you've never plugged it in and gotten it programmed, we can help you with that. And if you'd like to know more about that, please go to our website, again, WDEF.com/weather. They're not really radios anymore. They're kind of computers with a radio attached to them, and it's a great opportunity to plug in this information. If you don't want to be bothered by other counties, you can program it for a county or, again, whatever counties you want to be alerted for when it comes to anything involving severe weather. This is a sort of a clip art version of what the weather radio looks like. There are many different models you can choose from. This is one of my favorites from Oregon Scientific. This right here is a very good handheld version you can take with you out on the water, in the boat, hiking, fishing, camping, just out and about, running around. You can get weather information from the National Weather Service, and this again is a programmable weather radio. These are different models for that. So if you'd like to know how to program that, please go to our website and check out the details. And that's one more way you can be ready for severe weather. One other way you can do it is becoming a Skywarn spotter. National Weather Service in Morristown has an online training section to where you can go get the information from the lectures, from the Skywarn presentations, which are presented by the National Weather Service meteorologists and personnel. Take the course, pass the quiz, register with your local National Weather Service office, and you can become a Skywarn spotter. The more spotters we have around and about, the better off we all are. This course, you can take it whenever you want to, and you can get there by going to their website at weather.gov/MRX if you'd like to take a look at that. Now, one of the last in-person or online meetings taught by the National Weather Service in Nashville was taught this evening, earlier tonight at 6:30 Central. These meetings last about, give or take, about an hour and a half, somewhere in there with a break in the middle. You get to ask questions. You get to, again, find out more from the experts regarding severe weather. The next one will be coming up tomorrow, or today if you're watching the repeat of this after midnight, Tuesday, March 3rd at 6:30 p.m. Again, that'll be taught online at weather.gov/OHX/Skywarn. That's the National Weather Service in Nashville. So that's why the Central Time's on here. So if you'd like to take this, tune in at 6:30 Central tomorrow. If you've taken the Skywarn basic course and want to level up to the advanced course, you can do that by going to the same website on Thursday, March 5th at 6:30 p.m. Again, this is a great opportunity to learn about severe weather safety. It's a great opportunity to know about severe weather procedures. It's a great opportunity for kids to get a bit of a handle on what seems to be an uncontrollable situation. The more you know about this type of a situation, the better off you are, because if you can whittle down anything that can lead to confusion or panic, this is a good place to start on that. Maybe you've moved here and you've never dealt with severe weather before. Now is the time to get ready for it when nothing is going on. So please consider becoming a Skywarn spotter. Now, if you can't take these courses, a great opportunity coming up, and this was just announced a few days ago by the National Weather Service in Peachtree City, Georgia, that covers North Georgia for the News 12 viewing area. On Wednesday, March 11th, noon to 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 weeks later, Wednesday, March 25th at 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Time, National Weather Service, Peachtree City, Georgia, will be teaching their version of the online virtual Skywarn training. A lot of these places, a lot of the National Weather Service offices, due to budgetary cuts and personnel problems, because of those budget cuts, thanks to the Department of Government Efficiency, they're no longer able to do in-person Skywarn training. So if you would like to take the online course, you now have that opportunity to do so. And if you missed any of these or would like to know more about what exactly you can do on stuff like this, check out our website. My email is available on screen. You can email me. You can go to our website. We'll be posting this on social media pages. And again, this is coming up after the ones in Nashville end. So if you'd like to know more, again, please go to the weather website at weather.gov/FFC. And you're thinking, okay, well, how do I do that? How do I get to someplace like this if I've never been able to be there before? Well, it's very simple for doing something like that. Let me just get to this real quick. And let me see if I can give this to you here. Okay, easiest thing to do, and let me put this up here for everybody to see. Let me switch over on here so that everybody can see what I'm doing. This is the website for the National Weather Service in Morristown. If you go to weather.gov, you go and you see this page up here. This is a map of the United States, states, counties, territories, up here giving you information about what is going on. The colors correspond to the watches, warnings, and advisories down here. In order to get to any of these National Weather Service locations, you have the entire map that is available here, which you can click on. So let's say go to National Weather Service Nashville, click on Middle Tennessee. It'll take you directly to the National Weather Service in Nashville. Click on Skywarn for more information, and there's the information that you're looking for in regards to what's happening. Same thing applies to National Weather Service, Peachtree City, Georgia. You click there, go to local programs, and go down to Skywarn, and go to the Skywarn Spotter training classes, and there's the information that I just gave you available there. So all you have to do on any of these is, again, go to weather.gov and find out more about what needs to be going on. If you know anybody who is deaf or hard of hearing, this right here is great weather information to pass along to them. Everybody should know more about severe weather, especially anybody who is deaf or hard of hearing. There are ways of getting the weather information to everybody, and everybody needs to know about stuff like this. So please consider this. And all of this information, again, available at weather.gov. So please send that along and check out the information for yourself to find out what is happening there. It's a great, again, opportunity to find out more about what's happening with severe weather. All right, that should do it for right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on with going out to breakfast in the morning, or if you are going to be, again, doing anything out there with a beverage in the morning, rather on the warm side for the beverage, and again for the temperatures. These temperatures just below our normal highs for this time of the year. So we are looking at some very mild conditions across much of the area. Chip Chapman will have more on your forecast coming up again on the morning show. I want to make certain you're up to date with what's happening with traffic, news, and everything else going on. So definitely want to check out and see more about what is going on there. Think that is it for tonight. We've covered pretty much everything in just about 30 minutes, so not a totally terrible show. Did the weather picture, did everything else, I think. Let's see. Oh, and one more thing here. Let me get this up on the screen so everybody can see this real quick. We do a contest every week so that everybody can see what the pictures were from the last week. Thanks to HEP Heating for being our sponsor on this. We take the past 5 days of pictures and we put them out there for you, the voter, to take a look at. Well, the winner this week by landslide was a view of sunrise from the Mowbray Mountain area. News 12 viewer Crystal from Soddy Daisy. You picked up 53% of the vote. So thank you very much. Some spectacular pictures out there last week. So thanks everybody for sending those in. And we'll do another poll picture coming up this Thursday, Friday, so definitely want to stay tuned for that. Thanks to HEP Heating for being our sponsor. Thanks to all of our sponsors for sponsoring the graphics and the forecast and everything else that you do. Glad to have you along for the ride for that. Think that should do it, so we'll go ahead and close things down for here tonight. Again, if you have any questions, we'd be glad to answer whatever questions you may have. All you have to do, again, to get our attention is go to our website. You can contact anybody from there. It's at the bottom of the screen at WDEF.com/weather. My email address right there at aonek@WDEF.com if you would like to contact me for anything. Again, if there's something on this presentation that we do for weather, a lot of folks love weather. A lot of folks love certain sections of weather, certain topics. If there's something on here you would like to see more of, please let us know. We can't do this without you, so please send us in that information, and we would be glad to consider making this a part of your presentation to give you the best weather information that we possibly can here from News 12. Don't forget, you can pick up the encore presentation available from our website, on our social media pages, and on our News 12 app. If you haven't downloaded that, please consider doing so. That should do it for tonight. We're going to go ahead and send it back to your regular Monday evening programming. We'll have more again tonight at 11 with yours truly. Chip Chapman's got your forecast in the morning, and I'll have more coming up on Tuesday evening, so definitely want to stay tuned for that. Live and direct from downtown Chattanooga, Tennessee, I'm Chief Meteorologist Austen Onek. Thanks to everybody for joining us for Weather Overtime for Monday, and stay tuned for more with News 12.